Welcome to the MCG on a glorious autumn Saturday afternoon. It's round 6, Carlton against Hawthorn. A big week for the Blues, having lost their former president and great financial benefactor Richard Pratt. And today they face the reigning premiers, the Hawks. A great test for the young Blues. Robert Walls, how do you see it playing out?
Well, Jim, it is a big test for Carlton because the Blues have started this year pretty well. Very impressive last week against the Western Bulldogs. It's a game which the Hawks really can't afford to lose because if they do, they go 2 wins, 4 losses, and pretty tough to see them getting that top 4 position, which is vital. So the Hawks, they'll be snarling.
They've had a long injury list. They get a couple back in Michael Osborne and Brent Guerra, just to look a bit more like the team that won the flag last year.
Yes, I still think there's 7 or 8 Premiership players not there from last year, but it's certainly looking goal-to-goal line, looking pretty strong. Also, Campbell in the ruck with Taylor. That's a strong combination. We have a look at the Carlton lineup there, and their pleasing thing is that they are not relying solely on Favola to kick their goals, getting good contributions from Betts and Russell and Murphy.
So the Blues coming off a very impressive win over the Western Bulldogs, but they haven't beaten Hawthorn in exactly 4 years. It was round 6, 2005 that they last achieved that. Carlton and Hawthorn at the MCG, the first bounce coming up.
Perfect day for footy. Blue skies, not a cloud in the sky. Currently 17 degrees. That's what we've expected. There'll be no excuses today, Chris. So it is a perfect day for footy.
Absolutely, Andy. Thanks for that. And looking forward to this clash. A big opportunity for the Blues this afternoon. And I suppose one of the things that's impressed most about Carlton this year is they rank number 2 in number of points kicked. Favola has contributed just 17% of those goals. Last year, he was up near 31, nearly 32%. So a great spread of goal kickers. Last week against the Bulldogs, Carlton had 12 goal kickers, and they'll be looking to replicate that this afternoon. And I think that's been certainly one of the most impressive things about the Blues. But they come up against the reigning Premier, just starting to find their feet. And can't wait to see Roughhead and Franklin in action. And the coin toss, Carlton will kick left of screen. And looking forward to this, Rob. Should be a beauty. We've got Favola at one end, Roughhead and Franklin at the other. Surely one of them will kick a bag today.
Well, I hope you're right, Chris. Just saying to Tim, I've got a feeling that Fev and Buddy will put on a show. MCG, big game, big crowd, fantastic conditions, and the build-up to this game's been really strong all week. Carlton were terrific last week in their victory over the Bulldogs. That was at Etihad Stadium. Last time the Blues played here, they were pretty disappointing when, Essendon beat them in a game they thought they should have won. But this Hawthorn team, gee, there's a lot of resolve, and they just realised they cannot afford another loss. They can't sit 2 wins and 4 losses after 6 rounds. And Bauer taking Buddy Franklin, that's an interesting one. Thought it might have been Thornton or Waite. And he's got the pace to go with him, no doubt about that.
He had the job when they last played, Rob, back in round 22 last year. So Paul Bauer with that responsibility this afternoon on the big star.
They are set on their way by Scott McLaren. Cruiser got a hand onto the ball. The whistle has come from outside the square. And it's Carlton's footy. And Favola doing a Matthew Richardson almost up on the southern wing of the MCG as Carlton head towards the punt road end. The Fev missed the target and Hodge is able to extract it easily for Hawthorn. And it's a comfortable takeaway, and Lewis from half back can structure things for the Hawks.
And away they go through the logo. Brad Sewell held it a long time. Wobbly old kick towards Franklin. Took his eyes off the ball, allows Bauer in. Little kick around the body. Moss did brilliantly to try and knock it towards the line. What a star he was last week. Gary Moss, 4 goals, 24 disposals, 9 marks.
Got a feeling that Jared Waite might spend a lot of time back there in front of Buddy Franklin to help Bauer out.
Cruiser reaches over the top, shark by Lewis. In tight and tough at the moment. So umpire McLaren calls for it again.
And Thornton playing on Roughhead. Jamison, the fullback, on Campbell Brown.
So half forward for the Hawks. Williams, Lewis with Gibbs bearing down. Mitchell as the Hawks are forced a long way away from goal. It's as though they're going the other way. Dowler to Sewell to Murphy. back behind the centre, and they controlled the ball all the way, virtually from their 50, back to the centre line and beyond. Now Whitecross for Hawthorn. Played every game in his debut season. Franklin will have 3 against him. Big fist from Cruiser, but the Blues not out of trouble. Numbers around the ball though. Simpson, clever little blind turn. Cruiser to Judd. And some fancy footwork from the champion. The long kick though not so well placed. No free kick. But Murphy fights on, well tackled, one arm pinned, no hope of a legitimate disposal, but there was no prior opportunity.
Thanks, John. Good tackle.
Umpire Scott McLaren says he tried to handball it. And you're right, that big kick to Buddy Franklin, 3 Carlton players around him, including Cruiser, the ruckman.
So Taylor wins it forward towards Rioli. Cruiser does his own roving, off to Murphy. Chance now for Gibbs. A couple of number 1 draft picks combining there. Gibbs, low worm burner towards half forward. Carazzo's got the job on Hodge. Mitchell dispossessed. Clever handball through the congestion from Hodge. Bateman, and now Williams away. Links with Jew. Can kick it a long way. Drives towards Roughhead. He's in a great spot here. Dave Thornton the slip. Always tough when you're a defender trying to cover the quick ball coming in like that. And Roughhead was able to find position, and a wonderful kick from Stuart Dew to his advantage, and that's all you need.
Straight down the middle of the ground, Chriso, and through the corridor, and it just opens up the options. Interesting your call about Carlton's Carazzo playing on Luke Hodge. That's exactly as it is.
So Roughhead from 25 metres, threads it through. Hawthorn draw, first blown at the G. Jared Roughhead, 75 goals last season, played second fiddle to Lance Franklin, and the way they used the ball, wave of run through the midfield, and then the kick to advantage. No time for the Blues to get numbers back there. And Jared Roughhead on the end of a wonderful kick from Stuart Dew, and a lovely finish too, kick his first goal of the afternoon.
Jared Roughhead, 17 goals, 3 behinds this year, so kicking very, very accurately. And Stuart Dew, the man with the golden left boot, able to set it up.
For the moment, Roughhead, the leading goal kicker in the competition, edging ahead of Franklin and Eddie Betts. All 3 on 16 at the start of the round. Favola breathing down their necks. Hard-earned ball here. Umpire Margetts will step in and break them up with another bounce.
And got this interesting situation where Hodge is trying to go to Cloak to break the Carazzo tag.
Well, I think you'll find Carazzo will stick with Hodge. Carazzo did a very good job for Carlton last week, playing on Lindsay Gilbey.
Carazzo's trying to get to Hodge, and then standing in his way is Whitecross. He wants to take Carazzo so they can free up Luke Hodge.
So Taylor and Cruiser contesting. Cruiser gained good position. Lewis just held it in. Judd trying to prize it away. Rioli eventually does do that, but he can't break. And he's gone for holding it. Unforgiving interpretation. Gibbs, Murphy, 2 young stars getting themselves into a pickle. Murphy helping Gibbs out. Joseph trying to get it to Judd. Judd can't break. Sewell, fierce tackler. Ball up. Hawthorn saying, well, was a holding the ball free kick against our man. How about theirs?
It's a good tackle on Chris Judd if he can't get a handball out.
So a bounce at half forward. Judd can't control it. Wiggins can. Good handball. Just makes Stephen stretch. Off to Gibbs, who's been prominent early. Little chip around the body. Carazzo. Now he's been trying to get himself onto Luke Hodge. Whitecross is the man trying to man up Carazzo so that Luke Hodge is free in that defence for Hawthorn. But what a wonderful kick to his advantage.